As you know, all equipment needs to be inspected before it's being used. What are some things that, they might be inspecting their slings, but what are some other things that need to be considered when you're going through your inspection before doing a lift?
Yeah, the manufacturers will always have three things in their paperwork: how to use it, how to maintain it, and how to inspect it. That needs to be your basis to follow when you're inspecting this individual component. So when we have soft products like synthetic slings, some of those become a little more difficult to inspect, such as these endless slings, because the fibers that are carrying the load are inside this sheath. You can't put your eyes on them, so you really have to do it by feel. You're looking for flat spots, you're looking for bunched up spots, like a knot in it. It'll feel like there's a rock in there. Those are fibers that are pulled and then come back together in a ball. They're obviously have lost their strength at that point. Anything that's cut, frayed, torn, soft goods are obviously the first thing that goes away. As far as in our world, even if you look at an ice bridge, the top of that ice bridge is nothing but a bunch of razors. So if something runs across there in a soft good, even your harness, if you're sitting on it and you're scooting around, you may not know it, but you're cutting the fibers in your harness on your seat.
Well, even things like labels on blocks and even on the slings, you need to make sure that those are legible too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. ASME B30, we'll talk about blocks here a little bit more, but ASME B30 is our Bible for rigging and blocks and things like that. So follow the B30 standard for inspection on blocks and heavy rigging, your steel components and things.
I know, I've heard you talk about if you're using a capstan, making sure that the actual hitch on the truck is mounted correctly. If somebody borrowed a bolt or something, I don't know, but that's a piece of your rigging plan, right?
It is, and that's a good one, because we were very fortunate at Safety LMS to be able to be a partner with Warriors for Wireless. And when we first started this program years back, one of our very first classes, we had a training partner in Dallas that was hosting our classes there, and they had a fleet of brand new trucks. So they had a real nice big huge warehouse. They backed a couple of trucks in. There was one truck sitting over to the side that was obviously a crew truck that was being used, and then the truck that we had attached the capstan hoist to the receiver hitch on that particular truck was brand new. It still had the paper on the window, and started getting ready to move forward with the lift training, and said, why don't you guys get on your back and crawl under there and look at the bolts on the receiver on both to the frame and see what you see, not knowing that there's a problem. So he crawls under, and I said, how many bolts you got? 6. Are they all tight? He goes, yeah, they look all good. I said, how many holes are down there? He said 12. So one of the other guys said, go look at that other truck, the one that was being used, that got under there, 12 bolts connected. So that truck came from the factory with half the bolts in the hitch, right? The other thing to understand about that when you're looking at it, it's not a one-time thing, because the trailer hitches, the receivers, they're meant to be used in inline pull, direct pull, pulling that trailer down the road. They were never designed to have a capstan slid in and then for us to be pulling at a 45-degree angle straight off that capstan. So that hitch is going like this for a good portion of its life. So every day, every time you go to a job site, it's easier to do out on the dry road than it is the muddy site. So just, keep it. But that's something that really needs to be paid attention to.